Hello everyone and welcome to another video. There's a new Battle Pass tank, so basically here's a new video about the Battle Pass tank. I have very few positive things to say about these things. Like, to be honest, comparing the tanks to the tanks that this is based on, yeah, it is sort of balanced, but at the same time, it just really blows. So basically, it's called the Barkhan or the Barkhan. I have no idea how you pronounce it. I'm gonna say Barkhan because it sounds epic. It is a hybrid of the VK3001P, which is a medium, and the VK3601H, which is a heavy. And honestly, both of those tanks are better than this tank. The only thing where this tank outperforms them is in the armor, which makes sense when it comes to the bent tank, of course. And you have a bit more hull armor. Well, a lot more, to be honest. But still, it is basically just, I didn't like it at all. I was driving it. It took me forever to get anywhere. It took me forever to be able to do anything. It just didn't really work for me. So, of course, as per usual, I am going to go over the stats while you watch me get blown up and noob around and everything. Because all in all, I've been quite forwards with the tank. I've been struggling as to what to do with it because it's not my playstyle at all. But overall, the tank is just, and like I said, like it's very like the heavy that it's based on. So it's a lot like the 3601H. But at the same time, that kind of just convinces me that that tank isn't fun to drive either. So there's that as well. So basically the stats that I'm going to give you are the Barkhan compared to the VK3601H, because the VK3001P is a medium tank and it doesn't quite compare to it. Like, stats wise, it is very different and I don't think it makes a fair comparison. So yeah. Anyhow, the Barkhan has a DPM of 1619, whereas the VK3601H has 1624, so that's just 5 points difference. This is, by the way, I'm talking about vanilla. I have not put any equipment on it, not put any provisions on it. That is just like the bare number, so to speak. The pen is 150 for both, the alpha is 220 for both, the rate of fire is 7.36 for the Barkhan and it is 7.38 for the VK, which means that the reload for the Barkhan is 8.15 and for the VK it's a whole 8.13. So it's like very similar there. The caliber is 88 for both, the shell velocity is 773 for both, the aiming time is 2.21 for both, the dispersion is 0.364, and that's one of the things that I struggled with, because overall, the thing is, you drive this thing and the dispersion takes forever to go down, and you're lucky when a shot like that goes in, but overall I don't really expect to hit my shots all that much. It feels very sluggish to drive all in all, and it feels sluggish to shoot with as well. You'll see that in some of the other games that I've got, to be honest. The gun depression is 6 degrees for this tank, and the gun elevation is 15 degrees, where there's 8 degrees gun depression for the VK and 15 degrees up, so that's the elevation is the same. They both have an aiming arc for 180. They both have a basically same speed limit, going 45 kilometers per hour forwards, 12 kilometers per hour backwards. The engine power of the Barkhan, however, is 450, where it is 500 for the VK. So it's slight differences like that make the VK, I think, a better tank than this. The affected HP per ton is also like better for the VK, and the terrain resistance is the same, so it's fairly similar, but I think those small differences make the Tech 3 version better than this. Like, the Battle Pass tanks are always sort of a Tech 3 tank with minor differences, or at least a tank with minor differences. But in this case, I think this is the first time where the minor differences actually are worse than the Tech 3 version, so there is that, supposedly. Now the camo while standing still is 13% for both, it is 7% for both while moving, after shooting is 3% while standing still and 2% while moving, so all of that is the same. The view range is 240, the HP is 1150 and the weight is 41.6 tons for both, so all of that is just exactly the same. So the turret armor, the armor is where things get different. The turret armor in the front is 100 on the sides is 86 and on the rear it is 60. For the VK, that's 105 in the front, 84 on the sides and 84 on the back. So basically the VK has a better turret armor. Only on the sides it's like 2 millimeters less, but at the same time, well, not sure if it's millimeter, I think it is anyway, but yeah, it is slightly less there, but overall the armor for the turret is better on the VK. Whereas the hull armor is 150 on the front, where the VK is 108. So that's a very big difference. At the same time though, if they can shoot you in the face, it doesn't really matter, does it? So yeah, there's that to consider as well. And on the sides it's 86 for both, and the rear armor of the Barkhan is 50, where it is 65 for the VK. So overall, yes, it is technically speaking a tank that is based on a Tech 3 tank with supposedly minor differences. And yes, the numbers, they aren't that far apart, but overall I find the differences quite big. And it's just, this tank, I don't like it. It takes forever to get anywhere. The thing that I do like about it, and I will show that in more detail later on, is the fact that it's it has a cool animation, like the wind blowing through. You see it in the battle results, and you see it when you just start the battle. I have a little bit of footage for that when you look at the camo, because then you see it more. And that's of course the camo that you will get like well on later on in the battle pass. I think it's like level 70, I believe it is. So it takes forever to get that. But this tank on its own is just, it's not that great. It's okay. Like, it's very much the VK, so it's kind of like my dissing this tank means I'm also dissing the VK, but I kinda am. I didn't really enjoy trying this tank out, and it's basically the games that you see here are still games that in my opinion suck. But it's kind of like, if I consistently have games like this in this tank and I'm not able to get any like proper games in it, part of that will of course be the fact that it's not my kind of tank and I'm probably driving it all wrong. But part of it is also that's how the tank behaves. So that's why I'm showing you these kind of games, even though they're not all that good. Because the thing is, with this tank, with the mobility that it lacks, you kind of expect it to have the armor to make up for that. And then it doesn't. I mean, it looks cool. That can't go wrong with that. It does look cool. But it's just not that great a tank. And I mean, if you love the VK, then of course you will probably like this, even though the VK is better. But the Barkhan is just like, yeah, I would not get the battle pass for this tank. That being said though, it is a collectible thing, and I will get it because of that, because I will want the tank, I will want the camo, just to complete the collection and all of that. And of course there's the fact that the battle pass is always still the most valuable thing that you can buy in the game, because you get gold, you get credits, you get free XP, you get like the camos, you get certificates, you get a whole bunch of stuff. This is by the way the wind that I mean, and it looks really cool. I've got a bit more update for that show for you for that. But yeah, the battle pass on its own is always worth the small investment that you'd make. But for the tank itself, I wouldn't go for it, if not for the fact that I was a collector. And that's why I want to have it in my garage. Yeah, I'm trash talking the tank, but it is what it is. I'm not enjoying it. I probably wouldn't like the VK either, to be honest. So that is my brutally honest review of the tank. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll be seeing you guys next time again. Bye bye!